Let's see what we get this time. I'm gonna put a little bit more left, right. There we go. There we go. Try to block that shoulder a little bit. One more time and then I'll change directions. Put a little bit of left rein. Try to block that shoulder. I don't want shoulder. Don't want shoulder. I want hip. I want hip. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. Hello, welcome to Tim Anderson Horse Training. Today I'm working Indy. Indy is right at 30 days under saddle. And we're going to ride her around, kind of see what she gives to me to work on. I know I need to work on her stops. I need to work on her spins. I have not loped her very much under saddle. I'll probably lope her just a little bit. And we'll trot a good bit, working on our lateral movement, working on our stops. We need to start building our spins. We need to start building our stops. And we need to start building our lateral movement, setting up for working cows. We've already started some of that, but we need to build on that. So let's get started. I'm going to get started by walking some circles over here against the fence. I just got on her. I have not walked her around, lunged or anything. I like my horses so that I can get on them and immediately go to work as far as walking, flexing, bending. I don't want to have to lunge my horse in order for me to get on. I want what I'm doing right now with my young horses and teaching them is eventually going to be my warm-up as they get more finished. So what I'm doing here with her and her training is actually, when she's showing later in life, this is basically going to be her warm-up. It'll just be kind of quicker steps and almost like an abbreviated all the way through the training program, and that's how she warms up. Everything builds from basics. So that's what we're doing here, is we're really building on our basics. It's pretty distracted right here. I'm gonna walk one more circle, then I'm gonna ask her to turn to the fence. She seems like she wants to carry her head pretty low. I've really not done anything to encourage or discourage that. I pretty much just let them carry their head where they want to. Later when we're working cows, turn to the fence. And walk off. Nice turn, I was happy with that. Later when we're working cows, they're going to need to put their head where they need it in order to have the depth perception to see the cow. Inside rein controls the bend, outside rein controls the outside shoulder and inside hip. You hear me say that a lot. That's a lot of what the basics fall back on. If I need to correct any part of the body, that's how it's going to be corrected. Inside shoulder, inside rein is bend, shoulder, outside is shoulder, inside hip. Now let's turn to the fence again. Point the nose. Right leg. Just kind of hold it. She's not in a real good position there. There we go. There we go. Step through. She's a little close to the fence. I could have set her up in a little bit better position, but wasn't perfect. She can figure it out. It doesn't always have to be perfect. I'm not going to fuss at them if they're not doing exactly what I want to do. I'm going to give them a chance to figure it out. Right then, she needed to kind of elevate her left shoulder, pivot it around, and push it out with her hip. I gave her a chance. She figured it out. That's what I want to see. Kind of bumping with a little bit with both spurs. Send her forward. She's got a little bit of a slow walk. I'd rather a better walk. Now let's turn to the fence again. Right hand up. Left leg right behind the girth. There we go. You should be able to see there a pivot starting, moving the shoulder off of my leg, getting the shoulders around and the back end staying relatively still. We need a little bit more forward. It'll look a little bit more like a spin or a rollback. Right now, we just want to kind of get it started, get her attention on me a little bit. Like I said, she's fresh. I had just got on when I started talking, so this is I don't have her attention yet. Let's turn to the fence again, left rein. Send her with my right leg. There we go, good girl. Good girl. That kind of forces her to get back on her back end, step around with her front end. A lot of what we're gonna do is gonna build on that. Let's do one more and then we'll pick up a trot. Right rein, notice the direction that I'm pulling. Left leg. Good girl. Now let's go ahead and trot just a little bit. Good girl. Good girl. Now when she trots, I just get soft. Keep riding. Still have contact down my leg, but no squeeze with my spurs. Right there, she's slowing down. I'm going to squeeze. Little tap with my spurs. There we go. Now I get soft again. She wants to go down here. We're going to go down here. Not really where I want to work, but it's where she's giving me movement, so that's where we're going to go. Good girl. Came quicker that time. Let's go around again. Same thing. I was trying to steer across the middle. She's taking me this way. We're just going to go that way. I'd like to go around one more time to work on my stop and my lateral movement on the front end. But I need to keep forward to have that. I can't work that if I don't have forward. So I'm going to take the forward that she's giving me here. She aimed right at that mount block. Like maybe if I aim there, he'll ask me to stop. Now I'm gonna get soft down here. I do want her to keep going. I'm gonna keep riding. Notice I always keep my hand up, my inside hand up when I steer. That encourages a break at the pole. That encourages the shoulders to elevate. Now I'm going to use the fence up here to help me turn. And then we're going to go try going the other direction. So I'm going to turn to the fence. I'll lift my right hand. She wanted to fuss about it. Send with my left leg. Let's try it this way. See if she'll let me circle here now. There we go. Better. I'll ask for another stop at the fence up here. There, better stop, good girl. She stopped nice with her back end. I want to make sure I keep the front end moving laterally. I want to keep it soft so we can encourage slides later. So I'll go ahead and complete my turn by raising my left hand, push up my right leg, ask the front end to sweep around. Let's trot this way. I've got pretty decent lateral control with this horse, getting her to move her shoulders. So we're still building on that. All right, let's ask for another stop. Whoa. Send the front end and push. Whoa. There we go, good girl. If you've been following the last few videos I've put out, there's been a lot of Indy and then Delta Dawn. I started both of those horses, I think within a day of each other. So riding wise, they have just about the same amount of riding on them. But they are very different horses as far as what their tendencies are and what I'm working on. Delta Dawn has a really nice stop, where this one I have better lateral control. Just all depends on how they progress. I'm going to work on what they give me. Raise the right hand. She's got this left shoulder stuck out. There we go. Right hand bend. Left hand, left shoulder. Left leg. There we go. Now let's ask her for a stop. Whoa. Good girl. She gives me a better lateral movement than what Delta Dawn is giving me, but Delta Dawn is giving me a little bit better stop than what this one's giving me. It's just a matter of the horses. They're all a little different. I'll work on what they give me to work on. Everything needs to be improved. This one's stop needs to be better. Delta Dawn's lateral movement needs to be better. I need to work on all that, but I'm not gonna, at this point, I'm not gonna force this horse to work on a stop, just like I'm not gonna force the other horse to work on lateral movement. We just keep building on what we have, and it'll all come together. Let's see what we get if I ask her to step to the right here. That wasn't bad. That was like 3 steps in a row. Step, 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 step. We can make this better, girl. There we go. Good girl. We can make that better. So, right then I was just asking her to step to the right. We were walking to the right, step to the right, so I was pushing the left shoulder. So what I'm going to do to make that left shoulder better, make it a little softer, I'm actually going to go back and work the other direction to the left, and then I'm going to push the left shoulder out. She's got a fly bothering her. Left shoulder, left leg, left leg, left leg, left leg. Good girl. Let's go back that way again. Do it this way so you can see what my leg's doing. Push, 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 push. There we go. Good girl. Let's do it one more time in a counter bend direction, and then I'll ask for it in the correct bend, and that would be more like working the spin. So step, 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 step. There we go. All right, let's change directions. Now this time I'm still going to push up my left leg, but we have a right bend. Let's see if she'll step around any better than before. Get my circle started. Hands up in front. Step, 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 step. Not as good as I'd like it to be. There we go. There was a good step. There we go. That was a better step. Let's walk another circle and we'll do it again. Okay, one more time. Hands up in front. Left leg, left leg. There we go. There we go. That was good. All right, so let's stay going to the right, but I'm going to swap legs. I'm going to swap to my right leg. We'll push her out a little bit. Then we'll change directions and ask her to push in and see what we get. Push, 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 push. There we go. Good that way. One more time, and then I'll ask for a correct bend. It's not a counter bend step. Push, push, push. There we go. Good girl. All right. We'll change directions. We'll go to the left. Then I'm going to ask her shoulders to step to the left. Come on, this way. Nope, this way. She's like, okay, I'll go left. Push. Oh, she took a faster step. I'm going to wait till she kind of softens again. Push, push, push. There we go. There we go. Good girl. Walk out of it. I'll do it one more time, then we'll move on to something else. Push, push, push. Got it forward. Push, push. There we go. All right. Just kind of walk her a circle, not really ask for much of anything. Give her brain a little bit of a break. Then we'll move on to something else. One thing I've not done with her is ask her to move her hips around. That's something we need to start on. Hold one more circle. Then I'll turn and I'll stop facing the camera, and then we'll work her hips. I have not asked for this movement before. This would be a totally new movement for her, and let's see what we get. Whoa. Whoa. There we go. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my left leg back and I'm gonna push. I'm gonna use my reins to just say, don't go forward. I'm really not gonna bend her much either direction. All I wanna do is to not let her walk forward so that her brain will think, well, what am I supposed to do? And then when she shifts her hip away from my spur, I'll release the spur and reward the correct direction. Good girl. I didn't release right away because I had a lot of shoulder movement and not as much hip movement as I would like. I didn't want to reward immediately because I didn't want to reward that shoulder movement. Let's see what we get this time. I'm gonna put a little bit more left, right. There we go. There we go. Try to block that shoulder a little bit. One more time and then I'll change directions. Put a little bit of left rein. Try to block that shoulder. I don't want shoulder. Don't want shoulder. I want hip. I want hip. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. All right. Pass for the other direction. Same thing. Left leg back. Push. Right there, I get the response that I want. Good girl. Good girl. All right. One more. Good girl. Good girl. All right. So I'm going to quit that on her. Quit that movement. Let's go ahead and get some go back into her. I'm going to lope a couple of circles each direction, and that's probably going to be it for her for today. But let's see what she gives me to work on. She might give me something that we need to do something else. Just gonna go around the arena so I can kind of turn her head loose, get a little more forward going. She's not taking me down here. I just want to be able to turn her loose and send her forward. I feel her really pushing with her back end nice. I like that. No, we're gonna keep going. Let's do it again. This is gonna end up being a really nice loping horse. There we go. This lead feels a little more disconnected than the other lead. There we go. That feels a little better. See if we can make a circle. There we go. Good girl. Lee's feeling better now. There we go. Now I might ask her to come down and walk easy. Good girl. Good girl. All right, so we worked on our lateral movement with our shoulders, worked on some stop at the fence, worked on some hip movement, worked on a little bit of a lope. Wasn't much, just a little bit. But I believe that's all I'm going to do with her for today. She's given me some effort. She didn't, no point did she really say no. She wasn't quite happy about some of it, but she never really said no. So I'm gonna quit on her a little bit early, make it an easy day for her, give her a reward for the effort that she gave me. So I'll walk her a little bit, I'll walk her cool, and that's going to end it with her for today. So until next time, thank you for watching.